Hey guys, how are we? Today we're going to be installing an S15 intercooler kit on the 180sx. This is obviously the Fenix performance brand. I've heard a couple things about them, mixed reviews as well. And I've seen them on a couple cars now, so I thought I'd give them a try myself. Not only that, I managed to pick it up for a really good price.
And what follows is a brief construction montage.
Hey YouTube, I'm in my PJs. What's up YouTube? Welcome back to another vlog on this 180sx.
It's vlog, not vlog.
This is DJ's car.
What are you installing today?
I'm installing the rear view mirror.
Bruh,
You sit in the seat,
the rear view mirror is already on.
you move it up, and it's set. It's good to go. And here, Brecky, what are you doing?
We hope you enjoyed this brief construction montage.
Sorry, what was that? I didn't catch that. Why am I installing an S15? That's a really good question. Why am I installing an S15 intercooler kit on a 180sx? Well, if you watched my last video, you'll know that I removed the factory 180sx T25 turbo and I replaced it with a GT2560R turbo, also commonly known as the S15 T28 ball bearing turbo. Now, the compressor housing inlet and outlet pipes on this S15 T28 turbo face slightly different directions than those on the 180sx S13 T25 turbos, which leaves you with two options. One, you can find a T25 to T28 adapter plate to suit your S13 or 180sx intercooler piping that you may already have, which would probably work out better for you. Or two, you can choose to go with an S15 intercooler kit, where the piping would just plumb straight into your new S15 turbo. The reason why I went with the S15 kit over the S13 180sx intercooler kit is because I don't really like the bend that it has in the S13 kit, and it really just stands out a lot in the engine bay. Not only that, it also takes away a lot of space from the pod filter or intake area just in front of the wheel well, which I eventually want to box up and just make that space purely for air intake. Whereas, as you can see on the S15 intercooler piping, it sort of goes down and then sideways into the chassis frame or the rail. Now, it's all well and good making the hot side of the intercooler piping suit the S15 turbo, but how about the cold side intercooler piping? Because as you know, the 180sx intake plenum is slightly different to those on the S15 intake plenums, and the throttle bodies face slightly different directions. But wait, there's more. Because I'm only going to be using half of the intercooler piping, I tried to have a think of how I could utilize the rest. And because I'm ditching the factory airbox, as the plastic and the rubber would really muffle the sound of the turbo dose, I came across this pipe here. And what I'm thinking is, if I cut it right there, I get rid of that, I don't use that, but instead I use this side, and this end goes into the turbo, and then this end goes into the pod filter, it could possibly work. And being aluminium, it'll give me a nice loud dose. You'll also notice when I go to unbox this that I opted for the stealth black color and no logo on the intercooler. I'll also have to spray paint these black, but I'm not going to bother recording that. Now that I've given you the plan of attack for this intercooler kit install, let's dive straight into setting up the camera and installing it. Well, that actually went better than what I thought it would. I thought making these two different intercooler kits marry up to each other would be a lot harder, but there was only actually 3 things I had to come across. One being this elbow right here. It's too small, and if I was to use this, it would have finished around there. And as you can see, it's a good 30 mil higher than this base plate here. So all you need to do is get a longer 90-degree elbow to push it further down so that it hits that sidewall there and can go through. Secondly, because this is an S15 intercooler, it's made to suit an S15 rad support. And down there, as you can see, there's a bracket there, and there is also a bracket on this side. And that second piece that you can see that I've bolted is one of my own brackets that I've fabbed up and bolted into place, and it's really secure now. I'll give you a view from underneath. It's actually that secure that I tried shaking it left to right, front to back, and it actually moves the entire car. And thirdly, on the S15s, this pipe here on the cold side is 70 mil in diameter, whereas the 180sx cold side piping is around 60 mil in diameter. So I needed an elbow that went from 70 mil to 60 mil in diameter. Not only that, but I needed it on a 45-degree angle. Just to make these two marry up, because this is the S15 kit and that was the start of the 180sx intercooler kit. And I also got some bolt clamps, just a little bit wider, a little bit stronger, just to because this would probably be a weak point in this intercooler setup. I'm also really happy where the position of that hole came out, because if you saw this pipe, you'd know that it's one long pipe that goes down underneath, so there is no real way to know exactly where it would finish. So this was just a shot in the dark, and it turned out pretty well. The pipe goes directly into the center of that hole, and the hole on the other side turned out really good as well. I could take a better guess at this one because that's where the elbow finished and the new pipe started, so it was just a matter of marking it out.